Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the second episode of the second season of Kemono Friends. So, last episode, what happened? Well, we got introduced to our new main human character that's not Kaban, but Kyuu. She meets up with Serval and Caracal, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that thing's name. But yeah, they saved her from the newly designed Cerulean. And they decided they were going to help her get home, wherever home may be. She draws these pictures to kind of help out with that. So, they're doing that and meet friends along the way, as is the formula of the show, and Duck was a very, very fun friend to meet. In fact, she was so fun, it kind of made it clear just how bland characters like Kyururu and Carnival are. But we did see a couple of potentially interesting friends with the giant armadillo and the giant pangolin. Yeah, they seem that they could be interesting, and they do seem to be the replacement for Raccoon and Fennec Fox of this season, because they use the word target, presumably referring to Kyururun. So I guess we'll find out what that's about. I assume it's not to steal a hat, but who knows? It could be something like that. But yeah, they are clearly trying to go with a similar formula to season one, but it's obviously not going to work as well for several reasons. But I got to the first episode, which is clearly going to be the hardest episode to watch. So it should be better from here on out, as far as at least my reaction goes, because I kind of got over that hump. So hopefully, I could just start to focus a bit more on the good parts of this show, and I guess we'll see if that's the case. 3, 2, 1, play. Starting off with a battle. Just turn the volume down real quick. Okay. I feel like Kyurun's impressed. Yeah, you're Kyururu. Oh, I love Duck. Uh, and there you go. Good job. Kaban would have done better, but it was an acceptable job. I think I forgot to mention that last time, but I like how Donkey had a bread shop. Like, I wouldn't buy from a Donkey bread shop. And I guess we're kind of recapping. Of course we are. Yeah, there was that too. I don't think that was Duck. So, I don't know what that was about. Oh? No, but I can draw. That's a human for you. Probably. It could be. So yeah, they'll just jump on out of a moving vehicle, because that could go fine. I guess we could wait for it to stop like a normal person, if we have to. I was not convinced by that moving animation there, but... Because you can tell they're trying to have more motion with the animation, which is fine, but the animation still isn't very good, so it kind of makes it worse in a way. Like, the animation for season 1 of Kemono Friends, like, it knew its limitations, and it tried not to push things. So I do kind of prefer that way of doing things. I know some people are going to disagree. Making it very clear they're looking for someone. It might work a bit better if we get to see any idol performances, I'm curious to see how the animation compares with that sort of thing. So if we do get to see a PPP performance, be better, or else I will be angry. They show the penguins a decent amount in the opening. I think the penguins are even on the cover arts, so we better get a freaking PPP performance. Because I will be salty if we don't. Panda and Panda. Wonder which one I like more. A slide. Wow, park. I hear birds chirping. I hear a slight, banging sound like an instrument. Oh, I guess she's sleeping, but that's not where my mind went first. It's clearly a panda. Very nice design. There's a flat rock. You got a better place to sleep. We weren't even that loud. Is she gonna eat us? She doesn't seem entirely awake. Yeah, giant panda. There's a lot of giant animals in this season. At least a third. Clearly. Don't be silly, that would never happen. Looking for a park. Do you know where it is, sleeping panda? Oh, this slightly slow way she's speaking. Okay. Oh no, we lost her. Well, did everybody write that down? Ah, the other panda. I mean, is that a panda? I don't think so. But the title said panda and panda, so I assume maybe she was just a slightly different looking panda. Okay, so she is a red panda. I didn't know pandas had such long tails. That's really threw me off. I actually never heard of a red panda before, so... I wouldn't say boring. I do prefer the giant panda. Well, that's not true. Although, yeah, she is very cute. She got a long tail. Is that even real crying? Because it didn't seem like it at first. I guess I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. And she's shorter than Kurio, that's kinda sad. Yeah, you know. Exactly. Yeah, it's a park. She did, and then she just conked out. Yeah, you're like best friends with her or something, so you should know, right? Well, how do we wake her up? Why, will she eat us? I have trouble imagining that. Yeah, she's adorable. I think she might be lying in order to make sure they come to her for help specifically, to feel useful. Well, I guess that's what we're doing. No, you also play games and stuff. Or do you even know where you're going? Because I'm not convinced. I think we're gonna get lost and Giant Panda will go rescue us. Where'd everybody go? All I did was sleep for like a minute. Everybody left me. Guess go back to sleep, you know. Yeah, but they got all impatient and left. I don't know why. It's so rude. That little one, she was bigger than your panda friend. Think that way? I'm not sure though. Is this where we're supposed to go? It's hard to compare the heights because she has the hat and she has the ears. Yeah, you got no idea where you're going. What parts? I guess if you squint your eyes. It did not instill much confidence in any of us. It's not Daijobu at all. We're gonna get lost, probably attacked by a cerulean. Well, too bad Panda's not still there, otherwise she could help. We need to stop listening to you. You two are a little bit slow, aren't you? Kinda defeats the purpose of having a guide. Yeah, the nerve. You know how much walking sucks? I didn't mean to yell at you, but... It's hard to tell if it's real crying or not. It seemed more real this time, but... In other words, it's the thought that counts. uh... Throws a handful. A pizza cutter? Do you have a drawing of it? Oh. Well, okay, we made some progress there. I almost feel like it skipped past something. Uh... Like suddenly all of it was there and you just added one more piece to it. A panda, I assume so. Oh, okay, again, we're basically done with it. Would have liked to have seen more steps, you know? Because I'm pretty sure that stuff wasn't already there. Like 95% built. I'm gonna try to ignore that, though. Oof. Because we built stuff in Season 1 and we got to see more of it than that. Yeah, Conical, yeah, have fun. Yeah, just don't hurt yourself. And go! Ooh, Oof. Oh. Well, that was unlucky. You're a dirty girl now, aren't you? I thought it was. Fun from my perspective. Yeah, you gotta participate. And she's having fun. Uh, it looks like it. Even though Karako would be a little bit of a friend in the mud. Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. So tell me that stuff really was there before, we just didn't bother to show it before. I feel like that whole aspect could have been handled better because I'm a little bit confused. Well, giant panda, she's like slightly taller than you. We already did that, but I guess we could play some more now that she's here. Just don't sleep on the ride. Yeah, she's gonna sleep on her ride. And there she goes. Gonna break, isn't it? Yeah, she's a giant panda after all. It's probably a lot of weight. I think she'll survive. It's not that far of a fall. Oof. Did he even wake her up? Barely. And that's a bit of a farther fall. So in trying to help her, you suffered a fall worse than what she would have. But you didn't even bother to save her in the end, so that was a giant fail, really. Like, completely and utterly a fail on her part. Emphasis on the word trying. Yes, you're a very useful red panda. Oh. Okay. Feel free, I guess. The swing? Are you gonna break the swing next? Oh no. Oh no, they gotta break our stuff! Why? They broke our stuff. Have Ceruleans always done that? I'm pretty sure before they just attacked friends. Like, they would have no reason to attack a man-made object, they're not Grim. But, anyway. Let's just break them. It's pretty good. I guess. I guess. Wow, we even added them to it. That's nice. Well, that's all you really need to do. Are you talking about Armadillo and Pangolin? Defined soon, because if it's like Raccoon and Fennec, it'll be like episode 10, I think it was. I don't know, maybe episode 9. It was something like that. It was after they got to the whole, Sandstar Low leaking out thing. Oh, that looks cool. When did you become a pirate, boss? But okay, that's something to be excited about. We really haven't had a lot of marine life friends in the show. I mean, we had a otter, penguins, but nothing really beyond that. Back to our armadillo, pangolin pair. Sen and Arma, I should just call them. And yeah, they are definitely following the same pattern as Raccoon and Fennec. Quite clearly. They went up that mountain over there. Yeah, just be patient and listen. I'm glad to see Deck a bit more, though. All that tweeting. Do you have a blue check mark? I will talk about the episode after the ED finishes, but I will say that I enjoyed this episode more than episode 1. I do want to make that clear before I get into any details about pros and cons, things I liked, things I disliked. I do want to make it clear that I did like it more than episode 1. Man, have I missed Alpaca and Otter. Jaguar! uh... Features of the Sea. Okay, so that was the second episode of the second season of Kemono Friends. So, this episode. Now, the episode, basically, we wanted to find what looked like a park. Yeah, that was our next goal. And when we went out to find it, what we found was a sleeping panda. A giant panda, specifically. And you do have to be specific because there were 2 pandas in this episode, which we already knew from the title. But the first was a giant panda. She was very cute, like probably the cutest new friend of the season, I would say, in my opinion. And she was just sleeping there, and they kind of, woke her up. Like, oh, hey guys, what's up? Like, oh, hey Panda, we're looking for this thing. Oh, I could help you with that. Okay, here's the directions. And then just went back out. They felt a little bit troubled because they only got like half the directions. So then Red Panda shows up. And I wasn't sure if that was a panda at first, because I never heard of a red panda previously. And I saw that really long tail, and I was like, I don't think pandas have tails that long, but the pop-up popped up, and it said, hey, that's a red panda. I was like, oh, okay, it's a red panda then. Hello, red panda, nice to meet you. And she wanted to be helpful, but she clearly feels inferior to the giant panda, which makes sense. Giant pandas, I think, are a bit more, like, well-known and popular in real life. I at the very least, I knew what a giant panda was. I did not know what a red panda was, so for whatever sample size that matters. But yeah, she wanted to help though. She wants to be helpful. She very quick to cry. Maybe that's a trait of red pandas, because they kept doing that a lot with that character. And they usually do that with animals in the show. If there's a friends in the show, if there's something that animals well known for, they'll have they'll try to incorporate that into the friend's personality, which has always been something I really liked about the show. But anyway, the point is that she was like, hey, the panda's angry when she's interrupted while waking, so you might want to not want to do that. Oh, so you can help us? Sure, yeah, I can help you. Probably this way. Let's go, guys. But we found out fairly quickly, well, most of us found out fairly quickly, that she had no idea what she was doing, no idea where she was going. Doo-doo-doo. And Servo were a little bit slow on figuring that one out, but we eventually got that figured out. Came all the way back. It was like, Panda was gone. Like, we don't know what you're doing, do we? Where do we go? But, after she confessed everything that she did and cried some more, snap your fingers, and suddenly we're, like, finishing up building the park wherever we're at. So that was probably my biggest complaint with the episode. Maybe I just blinked and missed something, but to me it looked like just out of nowhere they were at the park and just adding some finishing touches to it. So I did not care for that. I felt like that could have been handled better. I just don't know what the deal with that was, but just suddenly it was resolved. Hey, we're there. I almost feel like I actually skipped ahead in the episode, but I don't think I did. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what other people think about that before I go into too much detail on that. But that was the one big thing with it. But yeah, also, speaking of the park, well, I guess I shouldn't skip ahead or chronologically. Anyway, the giant panda did wake up eventually, decided to go into the ride. I keep calling it a ride, but it's not really what it is, but, the playground equipment. She sat on it, she was going to break it, Red Panda climbed up to help her, she failed to help her, Giant Panda fell anyway, and then Red Panda fell as well from a much higher height, and it was all just a giant disaster. Anyway, my next biggest complaint with the episode. The Cerulean come literally out of nowhere and just start breaking stuff. Why? Why? Because I don't think they did that in the first season. I'm trying to think. I don't think they ever just broke something. I'm not confident enough to complain too much. I'm not confident enough that I'm right to complain too much about that. But to my knowledge, this is really only go after friends because they can eat them and turn them back into regular animals. That's what they do. They would have no biological incentive to go after just breaking stuff. They're not just like bullies, They're not Grimm from Ruby that just go after man's creation as in addition to man. That's not a thing they do. So, that's another thing that I took issue with. But I just why do they just break their stuff? It's just like they want an excuse to make Panda angry so they could show off how violent she gets when she's angry. Like that was the only real purpose of it. So I took issue with that as well. So what else? As far as events go, I think that's all that really happened. They did give them in the end the sketchbook with them drawn onto, which was really cute. I like that. And I did like all the hugging we got between our pandas. It's always very enjoyable. And they definitely proved with Arma and Sen that they are basically Raccoon and Fennec from Season 1. They're going to follow after our main group, giving us a chance to meet people a second time that we met before, This time it was Duck. And they're doing that with these characters, and she's after Kurio for whatever reason. Kurio does have a hat very similar to Kaban, so they could just be straight up going for the exact same plot points they did with Kaban. I hope that's not the case, but she is wearing a hat with one feather in it. There is a girl targeting her. It's all pretty much building up to that, so I guess we'll see. But, as far as things I liked about the episode, I very much liked our new friends we met. Giant Panda was very adorable, and she was sleepy, and she spoke slowly, and you just wanted to hug her like the panda she is. She was great. And I liked how hard Red Panda was trying, trying to be helpful, doing her best, getting all sad, and then hugging Giant Panda. I definitely did like our new friends. I thought they were pretty fun. And Caracal, who I was not convinced of in episode 1, she is starting to grow on me a little bit from this episode. I'm definitely starting to like her more. Cerebral, I feel like she's more reserved in this season than she was in season 1. I guess it's just because she's not with, her life partner, Kaban. That's probably just has something to do with it, but she just, I don't know, seems a bit more mellow. I don't know, that could just be my imagination, but that's just something that I'm starting to kind of feel. Maybe she just doesn't want to take the spotlight as much, but I just feel like she had more excitement to her, more outbursts, more, world curiosity about things she's seeing. I don't know. I feel like she almost feels like a different person. Is kind of what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so as far as Kurio goes, I mean, she hasn't grown on me yet at all. She just seems very bland still. Just like a discount Kaban. That's really what she still feels like to me. Hopefully that does change eventually when she gets some time to really shine. But so far, her only real defining trait is that she can sketch. Like, like they just want to give her some sort of unique characteristic. Like, what could we give her as the thing she does? I don't know. How about sketching? Sure, why not? Let's give her that. Like, it just doesn't feel all that interesting of a character yet. But we'll see if that changes. See, I know there's more things I wanted to say. But I can't really take notes because I watch subbed anime. I can't just like look away and take notes. It just wouldn't work that way. But yeah, the crying from Red Panda was not all that convincing. I'll be honest, but it was still cute. That's what matters at the end of the day. See, well, next episode we're clearly gonna meet some aquatic friends, which is something I'm looking forward to. That's something I would like to see. Maybe we'll get like a dolphin friend, a shark friend, a maybe an octopus friend. Tons of fun could be had from that. And maybe a giant squid pet friend. That could be fun as well. A lot of cool things you could do with that. But yeah, so far we haven't really done much with meeting like friends we've known in season 1. Like we have Serval, and as far as season 1 friends, I think that's it. I don't think we've met anyone else. Like we've seen them in the opening and the ED and the like the end preview. We see some people, and that might just be all we get for the old characters, which would be a bit unfortunate. Hope that's not the case, because I do want to see people like Alpaca, in the show itself. I can understand why they might not do that, because they want to focus on meeting new friends. That's always what the show's been kind of about, meeting new friends, getting to know them. So I can understand why they wouldn't want to shoehorn in old characters too much, but and that having them in like a preview at the end would be a way of kind of getting you a little bit more of them without compromising the overall show. So I do get it. I get it. If they do things like that, I'm not going to knock them for that. It's just I personally would like to see my beloved friends. That's all it comes down to. At the very least, we need to see PPP in the show. That's a little bit different. That's a little bit different. We do need to see that. They've been pushing that way too much for that to not be a thing in the show itself. Like that, I would call an objective fault with the show if it doesn't give us some of that. But yeah, like I said, I did like this episode better than episode 1. I'm not sure exactly the amount I would say, but a moderate amount. I am trying not to compare it to season 1 too much. Like I'm actively trying to not do that, trying to just take it as its own show, which actually isn't that hard to do. Considering there's like almost all different characters. But little moments like the Ceruleans breaking stuff and looking at the hat on Kyuru's head, things like that, and the fact that they are blatantly trying to follow the same formula as season 1, things like that make it a bit difficult, but I'm doing my best. But yeah, it is definitely a solid anime for what it is, so, yeah. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.